Well, well. What's going on, guys? How we doing? Honey Badger #1 today. Second blast, radar, Mavs, Dan. I love it. I'm coming on a different time, so I'm getting different people. This is fun. We're switching it up. Good to see you guys. Coming on early today. It's Christmas weekend, so I got lots going on. Got stuff to do tonight, so thought there's plenty to cover though. Just got wind of the Fidelity releasing our dividends, which is crazy. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, had to double check, and sure enough, Fidelity shows me I have my dividends now. Very interesting that this just happened. Yep, early stream, Slick. What's going on, Darren, Tom, Ron, Kal-El, Andy, John Cresson, good afternoon from sunny Southern California. Dan Johnson, what's up? Jasper, Mosi, Calvin. Yeah, I got that tweet. That was crazy. I'm glad you sent it. I wouldn't have even checked otherwise. Happy Festivus. I think Festivus, isn't it the 23rd? I think it's the 23rd. But anyways, let's give everybody a little time to come in. But yes, MMTLP today. Awesome spot with Charlie and Charles Payne. Laura Loomer yesterday interviewed about MMTLP. This is just great stuff. 70 representatives are now signing a letter to the SEC. But yeah, we'll talk about this in a minute. I think I'm going to go just about an hour today, guys. Again, it's the holidays, so we're all busy. But definitely so much we want to talk about, so I wanted to get this out. I'll give a couple more minutes for everybody to come in before we really get going here. But has anyone tried to sell the dividend? I don't think so. From what I gathered, people started noticing it after close. So I don't think, because GTI doesn't trade after hours, I don't think anybody's had a chance to try and sell it. KYP is in the house. What is up, girl? How we doing, friend? Gary, you're awake. Yeah. Maddie says, so the question is, how did they post the dividend without the shares? Yeah, that is the question. Your GTI dividends on Fidelity's is restricted. Do they add it to your other shares yet? Because that's happened to mine. Schwab hasn't released. You always watch at 4 a.m. What's up, Fabian, AC? Tom, Ace, do I think that other brokers will follow Fidelity? Well, I believe Fidelity it might be the biggest. If not, it's close to the biggest. So if they are doing it, it's going to give very little excuse for the others. Now, it is interesting because how do they do this without locating the shares? So a couple things could have happened. Maybe Fidelity did try to locate shares, which I highly doubt, but maybe they did. Maybe they figured, we're getting so much, let's see if we can find them before everybody else. Maybe they pulled it off. Completely doubt it, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt, and or let's not. They don't deserve it. The other option is that they're just filling them. They're just saying we're going to handle the cost on our end because right now GTI is cheap. We got to cover our books for the end of the year. Let's just have this done and deal with the problem later. But at least this problem's off. We don't have to worry about it right now. People contacting us about it anymore. So the question is going to be what happens next week when people try to sell them. That's where it might get a little more interesting, and what happens with the other brokers as well. I was floored, honestly. It's the first time in since April 29th. So what was that? 7 months. It's the first time no, that's longer than 7 months. It's about 7.5 months. First time in 7.5 months we've seen I did not see that little placement holder in my account. So what's up, Kit? Been a while since I've seen you, buddy. Dips. Lee Willis, IBKR still locked up. Phil Roman, loving the divvies. Yep. Northwest, what's going on? Geez, your dividend Fidelity still restricted. So when you say they're still restricted, are you still seeing them in that placeholder? Is that what you mean by that? Chrison, Schwab still has a QSIP. Media, I can finally stop bashing Fidelity. Don't use that yourself. Trust me, there's plenty of other things to bash on X right now. Your Fidelity and Fidelity still restricted, not combined. Interesting. Okay, so that means they're slowly rolling it out then, unless it's a mistake, an accounting error, and we see it change on Tuesday. But they have 3 days to figure that out. We'll see how that goes. But I've seen several people were posting on Twitter that happened, X, and then I looked on mine, and mine is added to my shares now. So they're buying the GTI secretly, maybe. And maybe it's going in on whoever's been there longer. I don't know. I mean, I bought my first shares of GTI in October of 2022. So no, September of 2022. So maybe, I don't know, maybe some of you guys bought GTI after that. Maybe they're doing it by first come, first serve. I don't know how it's working. Northwest, Fidelity switched my div shares back to QSIP. They were in your account, rolled up earlier today. Really? Okay. So I'm going to check mine real quick too and see if maybe they do a back roll. Schwab restricted. Bill Young, afternoon stream. Sweet to get to see you live. Usually have a coffee with you for an hour and a half in the morning. Oh, okay. Well, thanks, Bill. Man, that's really nice of you to say. Thank you for applying my videos. I'm trying to get better for you guys. Robert, still nothing with Wells Fargo. Called a month ago, said they're waiting on Liberty. Yeah, well, we all know how that works. Oh, look at that. Mine are back as a QSIP. So, well, you're watching this in live time. That's crazy. They rolled it back. But it was in there for a minute. So that's interesting. I wonder what's going on there. Still placeholder says restricted. Fidelity added dividend shares to rest. Yeah, so mine were just repealed. I'm not going to show you guys, but mine were repealed, but they were in there as of 20 minutes ago. So that was the last time I checked. Yeah, what's up, BB? Kit, void the tax must get divvies out. Fidelity major shareholder of Intuit. That's true. Like I said, it just happened to me. Yeah, they just went back. Isn't that crazy? It's kind of fun thing of doing lives. Sometimes we get news in real time, huh? Social, you checked your Fidelity account. They did not switch. Still showing placeholder. Yeah. Look at that. So yeah, everybody check. Wild. So that makes me wonder, what are they doing over there? Is it, I mean, that can't just be a glitch. That, because how does that glitch get triggered? You know, I mean, that's interesting. Why would they do that and it be there for, I don't know, let's say half an hour? Many of us had it and now they rolled it back. Whereas since October, when it was supposed to be unrestricted, that hasn't happened once in my account. So I don't know. It tells me, though, maybe they're working on getting some figured out, or maybe they're freaking out over the fact year end is coming and they're in a bad place. Brandon, by the way, all the people, government agencies on Twitter, agencies do not have to respond. That makes sense, yeah. Mohammed finally caught a live here in the UK. What's up, man? Barry, checked out, not there, thank you. Yep. Yeah, Jenny's got him rolled back. Everybody now. You have 4 brokers, wow. What's up, Dave? Yeah, I'm on, man. You got value attached now, huh? Big JR is separate and restricted. So, well, people weren't lying on Twitter. It really did happen because I checked mine and it was there. And then in real time here, they just pulled them back. So Fidelity, you're probably not watching, but SEC, if you're watching, anybody else, law enforcement, what's up with that? We've had restricted dividends in our account since April 29th. They were supposed to come unrestricted on October 29th. The company did its job. Liberty Transfer did its job. And yet the brokerages in America have still not delivered our dividends to our accounts, whereas in Canada they are delivered. So law enforcement, FBI, Secret Service, whoever, if you are watching this, you just watched several hundred people say that their Fidelity has gone from, they're messing with us. So look into it, please. Social, you got a bunch of messages in it, but you may be happening as we speak. I don't know. We're going to have to just keep watching. So you probably realize they don't have enough shares to pass out. I think they've known that for a while, which is why they've been waiting. Yeah, listen, if Finance a Lot reaches out, that'd be awesome. I'd love to talk to that guy. We could do a show together. So you just got QSIP back in 10 seconds ago, Phil? Crazy. This is wild. Media says, I can't help but think Cam's game plan to have FBI serve brokers to force delivery is a reason for the progress. Yeah, it's very true. Are they washing the shares? I don't know about that. Speaking of which, we're green again today. Dow is red, second time this week. S&P's barely up. NASDAQ clinging to raise. VIX is down, which is stupid. But we had Green Day. This is back-to-back. GTI just had a good week in general after hitting that 39. Just been slowly crawling up all week. Finger blew it up today. 5% is just awesome. It's great. Just remember, go by the percentages, not just by the number. 5% is very strong. Although after hours, they're coming after it a little bit. But in general, still just a good week for us. We're gaining momentum going into the Christmas weekend. So that it's encouraging. I'm still encouraged. This to me is just more chicanery, more nonsense that just tells me they're struggling. And if they're struggling, we're doing great. That's what's happening. Mavs, you sold off 20,000 of your Bitcoin to buy more GTI Finger last week. That wasn't easy. Wow. Well, I haven't seen what Bitcoin's doing this week, but I heard it was going down. So maybe that was a good trade because Finger GTI had okay weeks. Thanks, Hamid. Yeah. Get the likes up. I appreciate that. They were testing to see how short they actually were. Maybe. I don't know if that's how it works, but it's very possible. So Jenny took a picture of it. That's awesome, Jenny. I'm glad you recorded it. I did not. I should have. But Calvin, I think it's to reset the books. They show up and sold and refunded inventory. Really? That's an interesting thought. Refunded inventory, though. I wonder what's the benefit of that. Bill's having a beer with me. I love it. I've not been to Canada. I hope to go someday. Once this all settles and we've all won, I will do a victory tour and we'll go check out a bunch of new places. I'd love to do that. I got to renew my passport, though. I'm coming up on 10 years. M been tagging me in Ham all day. Yeah, he does have a lot of followers. You guys know I like Finance a lot because I bring up his stuff. Yeah, forgiven investments. Your dividend shares merged and unmerged. Yep, same here. Wells still doesn't allow you to buy GTI. Wow. Social Watch, today is 100% celebratory day for MMTLP. What an accomplishment. Laura Loomer joined the space call. Really? After Charles Payne's show, committed to being more aware. That's awesome. She's doing another call tonight. Wow. Yeah, Loomer has got huge reach. I mean, she reaches millions of people. So that is awesome. Jersey, Merry Christmas. You are welcome. I will enjoy the kids and we'll win in 2024. I 100% believe that. I am all in next year. I think next year is the culmination of so many things. And I believe our plays are part of that as well. So Calvin says they can claim it as a clerical error fixed and refunded to investors. Really? So how do they claim it's refunded to us if it's back as a QSIP? That just makes no sense to me. The dividend shares are footnoted. Cost basis unavailable for security available next business day. So let's watch and see what happens Tuesday. But anyways, just wild. All right, let's go through some stuff here, guys. GTI Finger, again, good week. We know, I believe things are coming. I believe that's why the price in GTI has been going up ever since Luke, I can't remember his last name, joined the team earlier this week on Monday. The price has been up. So it's almost like somebody knows that something's going on. People are buying in again. Very exciting. Finger, we know we're just a couple weeks away from earnings. They're going to be positive. It's going to blow out. MMTLP, doing awesome. Awareness is spreading. Major players are coming in. Reporters, political people speaking on it. The Congress signing more and more. 70 people now signing letters. This is just, we are hitting major momentum here at the end of the year for all three of these stocks, which is awesome. It is awesome because these communities are tightly bound together, and the winning, the rolling one into the other is just going to be massive when it happens for all of us who fought for so long. And so congratulations to MMTLP for what's going on, and Finger and GTI, we are building. Let's go through some economic stuff to cover just where we're at, what's changing, what's progressing, what's getting worse leading into this next year. Because I think Christmas, we had our Santa rally. It's pretty much over. We went down earlier this week and have kind of stabilized, but the rally itself seems over. And so now we go into next week, which will be interesting because it's leading into the end of the year next week. We'll see everybody getting everything in line for taxes, all the end of year stuff, and then 2024 the week after. And I think that's when it's going to get wild. So, but let's start going through some things here. I don't need to share Calvin's anymore because we just covered this, but this was what Calvin wrote. Check my GTI position. They merged my dividend. So that's where all the excitement started. And now it's been undone live here on Ace in the Hole Live. Good times, huh? Okay. Check this out. This kind of blew my mind. The bottom 50% of earners in the U.S. now make up less than 13% of the national income. 50% less than 13%. Just 45 years ago, it was closer to 20%. So 20% 50% used to make up 20%. So that's 7% has dropped off in just the last 45 years. That is terrifying because it should be going up, not down, if anything was just in this world, in our country. And you can just see the decrease here. Again, this has to end at some point, right, guys? All right, let me catch up here a little bit with some comments before I move on. Jenny, is the cost basis on my regular shares showing? Let me check. My regular shares cost basis. I'm not seeing it at the moment, no. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. Mark, 2024 is our year of dragon. 2024 looks great for people under this animal sign. Coming year, expect lots of chances of growing your career and finances. Okay, interesting. We'll see. Sun is out and I'm live. Yeah, Brett. I had to come on early today. I got too much to do tonight. It's the countdown to Christmas, and we do Christmas big at my place. So this was my chance to come on. Usual Whales posted about MMTLP again. Awesome. Yeah, please like. Thank you, Mavs. Easy. Yours is placeholder, but yellow like something's happening. Okay, that's different. Brett, Dow's up 80 points for the week, but up 2,100 for the month. Isn't that crazy? That's so crazy. BB says my Fidelity dividend still not merged. Now your regular shares show no cost base. So definitely chicanery going on with GTI. Here's the Fed's losses coming up towards the end of the year, guys. 130 billion by the end of the year. And just that red line going down. Yeah, that's great, right? I mean, look at how stable it was for so long. And this is because of all the quantitative easing and stuff when the Fed's just buying up everything from the market so it can flood the market with cash. And now we started the quantitative tightening where they are selling and getting that cash out of the market, and just look at what that's doing to their balance sheet. So, and here's the deal. They don't have the money to buy it back. They don't have the money to get back up there. It just can't happen now with inflation and with the national debt as high as it is. So again, where we're heading is uncharted territory. It's never the fundamentals of our economy have never been this volatile before, including the Great Depression. Because in the Great Depression, the Fed had only been around for about 15 years at that point and still had not nearly built up the debt or the centralization that it has now. And our U.S. government was nowhere near these debt levels. So even after World War II. I talked about this the other day, and I just loved it, so I wanted to share it again. Thanks to Trisha for posting it. But just always to remember, I mean, this is true. I've seen this happen And obviously not diamonds and mining. But I've seen it happen so many times where people give up right before the end. A lot of people felt like giving up the last couple weeks. Most of them changed their mind. They got renewed strength. And this tells me, though, that we're close because it's usually right when you're there. That final push is when things get the hardest and most discouraging and you want to turn away. So I do believe we're very close here. Brandon, your purchase history for GTI isn't showing. Interesting. So Fidelity's definitely messing with GTII. NC in the house, ESK. What's up, Vinman? Happy holidays. Brett, does anyone in Schwab or Merrill show GTI merged? Andy says, I'm hoping GTI it's big. Wife wants a horse ranch. Well, that's awesome. My in-laws have a horse ranch. That's what my wife grew up on. So it's pretty special. Take a nap and you miss a call. Ham, what's up, man? Ham's here again. Ham, I missed your call earlier, so I guess it's fair to go both ways. Linda's along there promoting finger. I know I did hear that part of your call at the beginning. That was great. We will be a huge rumor. Love it. Huge winner. That too. So Vinman, your GTI dividend was mixed with regular shares. Okay, so the most of us had it mixed in, and now it's been pulled out. So bet on the slow horses. The slow ones are usually stronger, though, like the Clydesdales. Do I honestly expect GTI to go anywhere north of 10? Yeah, Etchabowski. I expect it to go north of 500, 1,000. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens with Alpine, but there's a lot of reasons why I think it could go there, including the shorts getting shut down by law enforcement would stop them. Barbara, I just checked my account again. Fidelity removed the activity for GTI. Your account changed back to restricted. Dang. You said some very bad. I'm on early because I got stuff to do tonight. I got to do some gift wrapping tonight. So, Dan, you have 4,000 GTI, still restricted shares in your account. Called yesterday, reps said transfer them to a different broker. Nothing's changed except for today. So what is going on with that? It's just weird. Okay, let me keep going through here. More stuff to talk. Okay, remember last night? I don't know which of you watched the video last night or listened, but we heard that China was telling its companies to start offering dividends and do buybacks. All right, so because here it says they announced their guidelines aimed at reducing excessive gaming. Tencent is China's largest public company, and the drop erased 55 billion of their market cap. This is just right 16% in minutes after this announcement. So I can't remember who shared that announcement last night, but thank you for sharing that. And this is what happened to Tencent after that was announced, just crashing. So China, our markets are inextricably interconnected over the last several years. So this is going to have reverberations in our market here soon. I'm going up against Bannon War Room. I'm sorry. I mean, he has it turns into a great podcast later if you want to listen to Bannon. Early bird gets a room. Yep. Ham says a lawsuit from 2013 involving Dole Foods showed the company had 12 million more shares of its stock than originally thought, exposing weakness in the overall market system. That's right. Exactly. And then Ham also says the MMTLP fight shows you how big this is. SEC is not doing anything for a year. Yeah. And that's picking up big time. I love what's going on with MMTLP. You can see the momentum just flying up. It's so good. All right, let's see here. Henny posted this earlier. I like trading Henny. He's got good stuff every once in a while. And this is about Lind yesterday. If they weren't naked shorting or counterfeiting, they wouldn't feel the need to put out PR saying they're not. It's easy to hide trades in various alternative accounts and LLCs. That's 100% true. And it made me think that when they wrote in there that they're going to publicly disclose their hold soon, what they're holding, it'd probably just be those 1,000 finger. And like Ham was saying today with William, we'll just celebrate it. Thank you, Lynn, for joining us, for joining the fight as Longs here. You're welcome for us fighting to get it up. And I just thought that's so awesome. Here we go. Zuckerberg is continuing to dump his shares. So another sale of 122,200 for 43 million. He's now sold 330 million worth of shares since November. What's going on here? And then they said the bunkers, how many he's building. But the other thing is, does he know it's time to start getting out a little bit before things really get nuts? That's just crazy to me. 330 million of shares since November. I mean, other than that, maybe he's getting ready to try to buy the election again, like he did with his Zuck bucks last year or in 2020. That's possible as well. Yeah, Brand says cashing up to buy post crash. Yep. Yeah, we should have Lynn throw us the party. They can throw us our Vegas celebration party, since with those 1,000 shares, it's more than a lot of people have. KYP, you're calling Fidelity. Let us know what you hear. Brand says a friend of his worked logistics for Dole. Said he's a very eccentric type of person. I believe that. Suzanne Trimbath posted excellent info on proxy planning. Okay, I'll look at that in a little bit. Bill Young, I need to make enough money on these plays so I can get out of Canada. Trudeau's killing us. Move to Europe. I don't think Europe would be much better, Bill. I'm just telling you. You might want to go to an island somewhere if you want like freedom, or maybe somewhere in South America where your money will go a lot further. But Europe, I don't think Europe's going to be any better than Canada. Ham says his vote's for sale. I mean, whoever cleans this up, right, Ham? Whoever cleans this up is going to get our vote. Yeah, Puerto Rico. There you go. It's like America, but you get better tax benefits because they're a territory. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I actually have friends that moved to Puerto Rico because they bought into a stock 6 years ago. They got early shares in a tech company before it went public. And they expect it to go so high once it finally goes IPO, which might happen this next year, that they moved to Puerto Rico to avoid taxes. So that's interesting. Matt Lyon Motivation. Ace, do I know that you're from Belgium? No, I don't. What do you want me to know about your small country, Matt Lyon? Yeah, I'll love to get away from Fidelity eventually too. So Mavs got him back to the GTI dividend showing back as transferred in. So we're gonna have to just keep checking in on that. I'll look again here in a little bit. Mavs, did yours go out then back out and then in? Is that what happened? In, out, in? Because mine's out. Kid says Peter Schiff's dad's imprisonment for paying no taxes. Why not do it legally? Yeah. There is a guy, I can't remember his name, but I watched a video on him in high school. My government teacher was hardcore conservative libertarian, and he showed us a video of a guy who had all the detail on why the Fed is actually illegal and income tax is illegal. And it broke down how the states didn't actually ratify that constitutional amendment, all this stuff. And he said he had so much information, he'd stopped paying all taxes for like 20 years, and the IRS was not going after him because they didn't. He was like, they don't want to take me to court because I have all the info. I don't know how real it was, but I watched that back in high school. So I got a good start on all this stuff. Ham wants a girlfriend from Belgium. I mean, your wife has the Latino boyfriend, so you might as well get a Belgian girlfriend. Get a blonde. Oh, 5-year-old daughter is wishing you a happy birthday, Ham. 3 days. What's up, Frankie? All right, let's keep going here. This is Roger James Hamilton. Ham shared this the other day. Breaking news: South Korea's financial watchdog seeks fines of at least $10 billion on each HSBC Holdings and BNP Paribas for naked short selling. South Korea is no joke, guys. Their index has shot up 15% in the last month since the ban. I'm telling you, if it's 15% up in a month because of the short selling ban, and it's only till June 20, or the full on short ban, they might find a reason to extend it permanently. And I'm sorry. When this came out, oh, Ham's saying good night. Good night, Ham. Five Guys. Oh, Five Guys has got great Great burgers. Have a great night, Ham. Enjoy that Five Guys. Get the bacon on it. It's so much better with bacon. You better have that. So have a happy birthday and Christmas, Ham. And if you want to talk, we can maybe talk tomorrow if you decide to do any kind of videos. Let me know. Tomorrow would be the last day I do it until Tuesday. So, but have a good night, man. All right, so South Korea, when this happened, I got into an argument with some guys on Twitter who said that regular short selling is still necessary in the markets. And they were like, yeah, we need to get rid of the corruption, but you have to be able to short sell. It corrects stuff. And I'm like, that's such bullshit. Sorry, but it is. And you don't need to be able to short sell anything. Investing, the market should be for positive investment into companies. That's it. You should not be able to bet against companies. I don't care. It's unethical. It's immoral. It really is. I don't care if there's good reasons for it, quote unquote. It would go through a flux, but then it would correct and it'd be fine. And South Korea proves it. Over a month without any short selling at all, naked or legal, and the indexes are up 15%. You do not need short selling in the market. Anybody who tells you that is lying. They just like the market as it is. They're used to the market as it is. They want it to stay that way, even if they're only for the legal side of it. They like the fact that they can make money off shorting it. That's the only argument they have. This whole notion that you need short selling to correct prices is total nonsense. It's total nonsense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Even if it's worked once in a while, it doesn't matter. The market will always eventually correct it, but a stock market should be just for investing. It really should be. And that's just how it should be, morally and ethically. It shouldn't be a game you play, betting on people's companies. It just shouldn't be that way. So this proves it. And so I don't care what anybody tells me about needing it. This just proves it. We're running a real life scientific experiment at this point, and this scientific experiment is proving that you do not need short selling at all. It is better. The whole world is better without it. If you're investing in a company, it should only be positive, and the only negative should be if you sell. That's it. And so that's and I'm holding firm on that. I don't care that these guys who are arguing with me have more market experience. Well, I think sometimes your experience can blind you. And so me is coming in more of an outsider. I'm just telling you that the idea of short selling in general is just betting against people's hard-earned work and money building companies. And it's just unethical and immoral and should never be allowed. So get the grilled jalapenos. Absolutely, Yogi. No. Oh, come on, SBD. Culver's is not better than Five Guys. Unless you're putting cost into the equation, because it is very expensive, Five Guys. I don't know if Five Guys is so much better that it's worth the extra cost. So that's a good point. KYP's reporting Fidelity says they are adjust cost analysis. That's all they're doing. That's insane. That's unreal. Such fraud. Brian, Google, YouTube, Payman Matahadi says what he says about income taxes. Okay. I agree, Jenny. Short selling banned forever. Brett says short selling is a fraud. It's for traders who can't read between the lines. If company makes good product profitable, let the market decide. I agree 100%. Kit, make money and avoid those taxes. Yeah, exactly. Frank never was able to watch TV Pain show today. It was good. I mean, he just got out the MMTLP news to a lot of people. Moistly Towlett. What a name. I think Lint Partners called you and William out in their no, they didn't. I mean, I'm sure they wanted to, but they didn't name names. I'm sure they mean me though, because I've done, let's see, over the course of this year, I've done over 500 hours worth of content on this stuff. 500 hours in this last year. And William's done more than me. He's probably done double or triple what I've done because of how long he goes on. And of course, Ham's everywhere. So between the three of us, you're looking at 3,000 hours plus of coverage on these on this fraud. And we're not alone. We have Avid out there. We have all these people on Twitter like Pedro and Busy. So that's a lot of coverage. Pissed about Toys R Us. Five Guys is great, Jenny. It is expensive though. Blue 5 In-N-Out is the best. I do agree with that. Their buns suck at Five Guys. My restricted shares were unrestricted and then restricted again. So it went in and out. Is weird, which just like the food. If I visit Lincoln, Nebraska, I got to try awesome Honest Abe's. Okay. I don't think In-N-Out's overrated. I think it gets better the more you eat it, Brendan. I used to think it was overrated, and I lived in California, and everybody thought I was crazy. And now at this point in my life, and I've eaten it over and over again, not since I moved to North Carolina because they don't have it here. Very sad, but they do have it in Texas. I feel like it gets better the older you get. And one of the reasons is because the older you get, you can start tasting the difference in healthy ingredients versus unhealthy ingredients. And In-N-Out uses good ingredients in all their food. And you can start tasting that. Imagine people showing Elon's rocket so they could be paying Russia for each launch. Imagine showing Tesla there won't be an electric car. Who's making electric cars back in 2002? No one. That's very true. Yep. Get the truth going on Truth Social. I love it, David. Yeah, I'm on early tonight. Jenny, what? Fraud is what you, William, and Ham are talking about? No way. Right? I have had Culver's. Culver's is very good. Yep. Not Legal says, hey, South Korea finds way too small. In-N-Out is sold. In-N-Out got sold? No. Are you saying solid or sold? Please don't say it was sold. That would make me very sad. Yeah, South Korea's fines are too small. I agree with you, but at least they're doing something. And Richard, Merry Christmas, buddy. It's good to see you. Merry Christmas, Mark. Brett, In-N-Out's cheaper than McDonald's, way better. I agree with 100% with that. Yes, they definitely use better quality beef. That's true. Everything is expensive when you feed 8. That is no joke. I go to Chick-fil-A and it costs me $60 to feed my family. Nancy Pelosi bought $5 million of puts on NVIDIA. Oh my God. Bill, I'll make you a bet. Lions make it farther than your Niners. Get out of here, Bill. Are you kidding me? The Lions are going to lose to the Rams if they play them in the first round. I'll bet you that. And we're going to get the first round bye, so we're not. You'll have to make it past the second round. 45 minutes on my E-Trade. They said they don't have any clean shares from the company, but for 150, file a form. 150, it's insane. Okay, I'm glad you meant solid, not. Yeah, the fries weren't great, but they did grow on me over time. All right, let me keep moving here. Gaming Trades posted the default rate on credit card loans from small lenders are at record levels, higher than the peak of the dot-com bubble and the financial crisis. So those defaults, guys, people can't pay their bills. It's this is what 2024 is rolling up to. Look at the difference here too, by the way. So the last time it was close to this high right before this crash, 2020, and we are almost an entire percentage point above that and way above where we were in the financial crisis of 0809. Look at this. Look how low it was then. It was just over 5.5%, and now we're over pushing 8. So that's just craziness. Credit availability in the U.S. economy tight. Banks continue to tighten lending standards at historically elevated levels, and you can see right here the red line of tightness. This is where it went up in the last couple of crashes, and here this is only as high as we got this time, and now crashing down. Just not good stuff. Not good stuff, because this is how they like to bail us out of these. If this is happening going into it, you see these other ones when these crashes came, the lending decreased the standards so that they could lend out and try to buy their way out of these. This is Keynesian economics, where you spend and spend and spend debt to get out of recessions or depressions. So this is what they did in the last couple. They just spent and spent and spent. Here's the COVID spike. And this time we were spending because the government's been spending like crazy this last year. And we did the spending this time before the major recession hit, which is going to lead us into the downturn where there's not going to be all this money to flood in during a major recession. Not good. Hey, Mitchell, thank you, man. I appreciate your donation. For Merry Christmas to you. I received that gift. Thank you so much. That means a lot, Mitchell. Thank you. Very appreciated. Brian, your girl is the best and cheapest burgers. Not legal. Merry Christmas to you and your family and all this community. Happy, healthy New Year. Amen to that. And wealthy. Let's add wealthy to New Year too. Mark says Niners, Ravens, Super Bowls. I love it. Vince, you want to take the bet on the Niners, Lions? Oh, I'm in. Lions defense is not good. Have a great night, Jenny. Oral argument on Alpine appeal in February, so that's coming up quick. That's great. Moody and the Canucks listening. I like that. Anything else I missed? Lions haven't done anything since 91, 92. They had that one good year with Stafford where he was putting up record points, and they had that epic game with the Saints in the playoffs, which is great. So, yeah, student loans are being defaulted, I think, at 30%, which is nuts. Just absolutely nuts. Let's keep moving here. Again, bank credit contracting sharply. You can just see way below since we've been 08, 09. We're just, again, it's and this was from last night. And this is the last thing I'm going to show right now on the economy is fear and greed hits 80. Extreme greed for the first time since July 27th. July 27th happened to be the day when the S&P 500 topped and fell 6% in 3 weeks. So we just hit the highest level since July. And remember, from July through October, the market pretty much headed down. There was a couple bumps up in there, but nothing crazy. Just was in a downswing. So again, we hit extreme greed, and I expect we're going to start going down slowly and then probably diving here in the new year. Rallies being driven by what appears to be a Fed pivot. Is this time different? I highly doubt it. I really do. So, all right, let me get back to you guys. Bill Young, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Celebrate the first super chat. Yeah, thanks, Bill. Merry Christmas to you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, your guys' donations mean a lot to me. These gifts, that's just awesome. Thank you. Yeah, Christmas is tapped me out this year too, so I might put some of the money that's going to help me get some more GTI and Finger for Christmas. Thank you. Let's see here. Maz Wingman posted Fidelity screenshot on X under GTI ticker. Okay, let me see if I can pull that up. Do I think the Lions will play? Nice try, Talet. Nice try. Moody and the Canucks. There you go, Moody. You should start a band. I think that'd be great. Oh, you're taking the 49ers as Vince. Okay. Smart man. Smart man. Morty, what's going on, man? It's been a while. We're expecting in March. Are you serious? Congratulations. That's amazing. Happy expecting. That's awesome. Boy or girl, do you know? That's awesome. Roger, a lot of us got ours unrestricted, and then we checked while we were on the live, and many people's went back to the QSIP number. They pulled it back out. So, Roger, you might want to go ahead and check your account again, see if that happened to you, too. It's just there super chats and donations with my 75 kids. not quite 75, although sometimes it feels like it. Okay, let me see if I can pull up your tweet here. Mavs, what's your screen name on Twitter? Is it also Mavs? Because I'm looking under the most recent. I'm not seeing any screenshots under GTII. Yeah, what's the deal with Fidelity? It's a good question. Oh, you're crypto. Okay. All right, let me pull this up. Is this you? Let me make this bigger. All right. Yeah, so Ian, I don't know what the deal is with Fidelity. They unrestricted our dividends, many of us. I saw it in my account about 20 minutes before I went live, and it was in like normal shares. And then since I got on and started talking about it, some people were saying that theirs got pulled back out, and I checked my account, same thing. So we don't really know what's going on. But so here's Mavs or crypto. It says my GTI dividends, Fidelity getting unrestricted, got well over 50,000 shares. It just didn't have much before the record date. Awesome news, we're winning. So let's see here. So this is going on right now, huh, Mavs? Interesting. Yeah, so I see the 106, 106. Merger payout. Merger from, here's the QSIP. Interesting. Okay, well, I mean, I hope that's good news for all of us. We'll see. We'll see if it goes back. Anybody else see if it went back or not? Because that's pretty interesting. I want to share this with Pedro. Just posted this not too long ago, earlier today. But still no doubt, Finger and GTI sit in the same counterfeit short portfolio somewhere. It's the only explanation. After being hand in hand for well over 18 months, spread blew out in June. But if you look close, they still trade in a correlated way. And Pedro is just one of the best, man, when it comes to charts. He is fantastic. He takes knowledge of charting and combines it with years and years of experience in Wall Street and on the desk. So that's why I just love Pedro's stuff. He has so much knowledge and wisdom that he puts behind the numbers, that in understanding how they do everything, understanding the fraud, all that going on, that he just does such a wonderful job. So here you can see correlated. The correlation widens. And then again, how it's trading similarly. I mean, look at the flat lines since the last several months. Finger had the jumps. Obviously, it bumped out bigger than GTII, but then settled back in. And this tells me there's such big trouble coming for all these guys on the other side of these things when they run. Because they will pop together too. I truly believe it. Husker Power, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you. And yes, go Niners. Amen. We got a big game Christmas Eve or Christmas night. That Ravens game is a little scary to me. I'm just really glad we're at home. But we have some injuries in the middle that I don't want to play a big game this late in the season when we're trying to get healthy. But we got to win. Then we got to beat the Commanders so that we can rest against the Rams. So Northwest got off the phone. Fidelity told the shares were duplicated and had to be rescinded. Check back next week. Oh, interesting. So now they're telling you to check back next week. Why would they be duplicated? That's the question we need to be asking. Why duplicated? That's crazy. Yeah, apple pie found out you had no butter. Your first margarine call? Oh, God. Now that belongs in Not Legal's library of bad jokes. That's beautiful. I like that one. Big Orange dividend shares still restricted. Did, what's his face? Came in. Roger, did you see if yours went back to being restricted? Kryptonian, curious if anyone else noticing their broker adjusting GTI dividend price when the stock drops but not raising when it goes up. No, I haven't seen that. I haven't been watching on my broker very much during all this, so I've just been waiting for bigger swings before I check in as much. Yeah, they told KYP they're adjusting the cost basis, so there you go. Merry Christmas, though, Big Orange. Yeah, so Roger, yours went back to being restricted. Sucks. So crazy. We're getting different answers now already, too. So we've been told they're adjusting cost basis. And then we were just told, Northwest was just told, the shares were duplicated, had to be rescinded. So check back next week. Let's see what happens after Christmas. If nothing else, it proves they're messing with it and that they are trying to figure something out. That does prove that, because these brokerage firms, they have the best computers in the world. They have the best software in the world, the fastest technology. They don't mess around on Wall Street and in our financial sector. They just don't. It is the best given to the private sector in the entire world. So when this stuff happens, it's purposeful. It's purposeful, or it's something they didn't expect while they're doing something else. That's the only things that make sense. These glitches don't happen. It's like, what was it, a year ago? I think it was March, where there was that big glitch on the New York Stock Exchange when all these stocks started taking off, and then the glitch happened and they all cratered back down. That they don't have glitches like that. It's all controlled. It's all controlled. Divi is definitely messing them up, which is exactly what we wanted it to do. So this is good, though. I'm going to take this as Fidelity trying to figure it out, because it's coming up on the end of the year, and in their end of year reporting, taxes, all that, they probably want this cleaned up. So it's going to be this gives us something to look forward to next week, watching what's going to happen leading up to the end of the year, just on top of all the other companies, hedge funds, brokerages, you name it, all of them making their adjustments leading up to the end of the year. So what are we going to see in the stock market next week? Who knows? Because I personally think once the Dow got hit the other day for that down 500 and all the exchanges were down about 1.5%, close to it. To me, that said that the rally's over. Something broke that day. That was the killing of the momentum of all this shooting off onto all-time highs, in my opinion. So if I'm right on that, then next week is going to be very interesting. Next week, I could see one of two things happening. One, things don't move much at all. It's just barely moving. They're just holding it together to get to the end of the year. That's number one. Number two, we start seeing steady declines down in the markets leading to the end of the year. And that means the beginning of next year could be very spicy. Mark, everyone have a safe, happy time over the holidays. Love, health, wealth to all. Amen, buddy. Roger, too many counterfeits. Yep, they are making too much. Barbara says, nothing duplicating your account at all, Fidelity. Right? Brett, these brokerages come up with the most random excuses to minimize risk. Makes me wonder if they're shuffling positions around, trying to avoid giving us unregistered securities. I'm sure that might have something to do with it. Absolutely, Brett. Yeah, Torn says, I agree. Next week should be interesting. Al tried to transfer MMTLP shares to AST. Chatbot doesn't recognize the name or symbol. Called Fidelity and is told it cost $100 any input. All I know, and I don't know much on this MMTLP AST stuff, but I did hear some major people talking about it. And they said that in recent weeks, it's becoming harder and harder for the brokerages to transfer the AST. And they are fighting more than they did before. In the beginning, it was fairly simple. Most did it pretty easily, but it's getting harder and harder for people to do it. I think the reason is because they're running out of the real shares, and they or they already ran out, and so that's why they're going to push you through the loop, push you through hoops in order to make it happen. So that's all I know, but I do think that's happening. You got 2,000 more GTI today? Nice. Yeah, next week, interesting tax loss selling. Yep, exactly what I'm thinking. There's end of year on a crazy year. What's going to happen? Did you guys see on top of this that today, I think, the Biden administration pardoned everybody for smoking pot, which as a moral thing, I don't care. Like, that's fine, whatever. I don't think anybody should be in prison for smoking pot. But what's interesting is the timing of it. It's right when, because this is buying votes, it's buying votes. And I wonder what that's going to do too with the volatility going on in markets. It's going to put a lot of people back out there. And it also caused a lot of weed stocks to go up. So there's stuff like that also that's impacting markets and shares here and there. So I expect more of that craziness because it's buying votes to also continue over the next several months. And like I said, I actually don't have a problem with them doing that, but the timing is what's suspect on that. Brett, on the original, there was no charge to have MMTLP shares transferred. It specifically states no cost to share. Exactly. So, yeah, it's shady. They're charging you for it. There's no reason for that. David, you don't need no stinking pardon. Don't need no thinking pardon. Ian, Fidelity said they charged 100 but never did. I'll try Tuesday, finalize my last bit. Okay. Samir says he wasn't able to buy more on Schwab nor Public. Really? So that's two brokerages that wouldn't let you buy more GTII? Wow. So, Al, my thoughts on MMTLP is that I don't understand the transferring to AST really. I don't know the benefit of that, except that it does probably put pressure on them to deliver real shares. And I don't understand the benefit. What I'll say, though, is that this is what came down from the leadership. I believe John Berta and all them are recommending it. And the benefits of staying on the brokerage is almost nothing, because the reason originally people were wanting to stay on the brokers or with the brokers is because they thought it would be the part of the settlement would be allowing it to trade again. And I just don't see any way in hell that happens. And all the legal people don't think that happens. Mark Bazil, Richard Not Legal, these guys don't think there's any way it trades again. Ham doesn't think so. It just makes no sense. Why would they do that? Makes absolutely no sense. So that would be the only benefit to leaving it on the brokers, because if you transfer to AST and they open it up for trading, you're going to have to get it relisted, and it just could be a mess. So, but to me, that's the only reason. And so you'll have to ask somebody else what the benefits are to going on AST, but I don't think there's any benefits in leaving it in the brokerage firm. Doug, Merry Christmas, buddy. You have a festive feeling we're going to see something very soon in GTI, maybe as early as next week. I agree with you. I do think we might be seeing more. Tom, it does not mean it's federally legal. What it does mean, because it has to be passed by Congress to become legal. What it means, though, is that, the president is in charge of enforcing the law. So things that can be things that can be illegal can be allowed under a president if they choose to not enforce the law. And the president also has a power of pardon. Now, that's a constitutional right. So the president can, by pardoning people, basically says, and because of double jeopardy, says that once you're pardoned of that crime, you're free to go with no fines, no prison time, and you cannot be prosecuted for the same thing again. So it is a backwards way of letting everybody who's been prosecuted and tried and found guilty of it to this point. It's a way of giving them the legal right to smoke now, but it will not give it to the future people because it's not a law. So that's how it works constitutionally. It states on the chat, but there's no fee. See, that's so shady. Jay, what did Ham say today? E-Trade keeps canceling your finger GTI limit orders. Really? That's messed up. I missed most of Ham's call today, so I'm sorry. I'm not the right person for that. Ron, you spoke with Fidelity. You said GTI never consulted them. These dividends will never be... Such another thing you're hearing. Somebody says check in next week. You're hearing it'll never happen. This is just nonsense. You bought on TradeStation GTI today. I think most people are having no problems buying GTI, but some brokers are being weird on it. Roger, you got a GTC order on your Divvy shares. See if they're real. Your canceled order as it was too. Now kicking yourself. Oh, man. Benefits you get a Divvy or shares in the new company. Okay, so there you go. Thank you, Ian, for explaining that. I did, Fox. I went on early today. I have a date with my wife tonight to wrap presents. So there you go. Ring, moving to AST will get you a new company. Okay, so that's what everybody's saying. ACB Aurora Cannabis 48 right now. All-time low is 41. Might be time to buy. Yeah, it might be. We'll win. What's your thoughts on GDC? My thoughts on GDC are that I know nothing. I know Ham is very confident about it because his friend is confident. So it's a friend of a friend's word. All right, it's hearsay. But I also trust Ham, and I trust his friends. I know he's got good friends in high places, and if Ham says they're legit, they're legit. But it's still a stock you never know. So I put a little bit in GDC, nothing that'll hurt me if it goes bad. And I'm just waiting to see if hopefully we get a little end of year bump and I can buy some more finger GTI with it. But I don't know about how high. Ham said he was told it could go up to 1720, maybe even hit all-time highs if it really runs. But we just haven't seen that yet. Now it's been over a month. So Northwest got GTI and Fidelity. They showed up on the account, but not the divvy. Yeah, right. Christmas Grinching. I like it. Christmas Grinching. That's fun. Pizza Rolls. Regarding tax loss selling, is there a 30-day wait before you can buy back in to get tax benefits? I don't know. Not a question I can answer. Tom, if brokerages can stop the selling of GTI or finger, it kind of makes the double dip impossible. Not necessarily, because when the buying that is going to shoot up because of the shorts buying in. And now I know what you're saying. You're saying we won't be able to buy in. First of all, I've never heard this with finger, and finger is NASDAQ traded. So good luck. No big brokerage firm is going to be able to stop buying on finger. They saw what happened to Robinhood when they took away the buy button. Robinhood basically went bankrupt because so many people stopped trading there. They can't afford that. It'll break all trust. So they're not going to take away a buy button. As far as GTII, I've heard of people having trouble for maybe a day or so buying it, but I've never heard it stay that way. And so I still don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. Brett, your guess is Hunter probably got a plane full of weeds. Yeah. What I would recommend, going back to Tom, is I'd recommend, because of the fact that maybe if GTI gets stuck on the day when everybody wants to buy in after, say, finger runs, that's why I tell people, when they ask me what to buy, I say, first of all, I can't tell you, not financial advice. This is only my opinion. Thank you. All right. I'm clearing myself up with whoever's watching. But what I do is I'm trying to get an even, well, not an even amount, but as close to an even amount as I can in the two of them, so that I catch both. And that's what I'm trying to do, just to avoid stuff like what you're talking about. Bill, do I think eventually short selling will be banned in the U.S.? No, I don't. And it's definitely not banned in Canada. I don't think it's going to be banned anytime soon. It might have a temporary ban at some point, but the markets, well, I mean, if Patrick Byrne comes in and becomes head of the SEC or the Treasury Secretary, something like that, it's an outside shot, but I don't think so. I do think, though, that it will get much more heavily regulated. All right, let's see here. Marlon, Mumu, has your GTI divvy restricted? That's pretty much all of us. Max says GDC will be a while. We'll see. Moody says, do I think my kids are peakers before the presents arrive? Well, it'll be kind of hard because they're all sitting in Amazon boxes right now, mostly. And I know those boxes are unopened. Kryptonian Schwab, cancel your GTC order also. Man. Virgin Galactic, okay. Mark says a watch sale rule prohibits selling investment for a loss and replacing it with the same or a substantially identical investment 30 days before or after a sale. Yes. Yep, the watch rule is lame. Robert, you can't buy GTI and Wells Fargo on the do not trade list, but if you had before their cutoff, you can sell only. So there you go. Yeah, and Wells Fargo's in all kinds of issues financially, so that makes sense why they're mitigating their risks so much. Brett says, if you have a watch sale, the IRS will not allow you to write off the investment loss, which could make your taxes for the year higher than you hoped. Yep, exactly. Not financial advice, but other than I was dating advice. Well, dating advice I can give, because dating advice, there's no legal regulations against it. But I have no license to be able to be a to have a fiduciary responsibility for my advice, and that's what I'll say. What is the picture behind me under Wolverine? Right here? This is Sam Gamgee, Sean Astin. It's signed. It's Lord of the Rings. That's him. And it's a special print that a company I worked at made. By the way, check out this awesome thing I just got. MJ, look at that. Isn't that amazing? My sister is an artist, and she did this. That is so realistic. It's crazy. She did that one, which I'm going to get up on my wall soon. And she also gave me this awesome Frank Sinatra one. Like, how awesome is that? She's amazing. But yeah, that's my sister making that stuff. Very cool. Ace, how to get a woman out of your league. I married out of my league, so. What happens if GTI runs and we don't have the dividends? We might have legal recourse. We might. So, what GTI price we need to see for a shirtless stream? 1,500. 1,500 and about 2 months of carnivore diet. then I might be bold enough. Any recourse if they run? I do think we'd have legal recourse. I really do. So, Jay, I've looked at NWBO. I don't trust it for a huge run, at least not now. And as far as Sava is concerned, I I am interested in it, but all my money right now is in Finger and GTI, and I'm not going to move any of that around. So, yep, he's a goat. Oh, Fernando, thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I appreciate it. I appreciate every gift you guys send. It just means so much to me that you guys would do that all. So thank you, Fernando. That's a great blessing. It really is. All right, guys. Well, hey, I have to get ready to make dinner, and then I got plans with my kiddos tonight. Watch Christmas movie, and then wrapping presents. So I've got to start getting out of here. And but hey, unfortunately, the title of my thing's a little misleading because those Fidelity dividends disappeared almost as soon as I started my life. But whatever, it's still interesting. Love you guys. Hope you have an awesome night tonight. 3 days till Christmas. I think I'm going to do a live tomorrow if I find the time. But Sunday and Monday are definitely out. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are just all family. So, but you guys are the best. Love you guys so much. Again, keep an eye out for me tomorrow, and we'll see what we can talk about. But let's see. Darren says, do you think 5,000 Finger and GTI be enough for life-changing money? Asking for skeptical friends, not listening, asking plenty of questions. Darren, you mean 5,000 shares? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, just so you have an idea of where I'm at, I don't have much more than that in either one. So, and I've done the math. It still makes, still will be life-changing. Jack, all right. You're late to the party and now you got to go, man. But sorry, but thanks, man. For I'll tell my sister that you thought she was awesome. Craig, your brother did a McDonald's commercial with MJ. He kept you. Well, no way. That's unbelievable. That's so cool. Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. For those of I don't see tomorrow that are on today, if I make it tomorrow, yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys. And next week's going to be very interesting. You can plan on me being on a lot next week, Tuesday through Friday. And yeah, we'll see about tomorrow. But anyways, please, on the way out, guys, like, subscribe, share if you don't mind. I appreciate it. Let's get the channel growing. I'm going to hopefully build it out a lot this next year and hopefully get even better for you guys as we go forward. So you guys are the best. Have an awesome night. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon.